But the issue of the matter of extradition, can the extradition process work? Can Nigeria actually satisfy that process? Another question is the fact that Nigeria does not have extradition treaty with Finland.
That is the main problem. That is not, it's not whether it can be extradited or not. The problem basically is that we don't have a treaty.
The treaty.
So they are not under any obligation, legal obligation to extradite him, because we don't have a treaty. That is the main problem.
One day, chọta data ebe ọbụla ị ga-enweta data ka ị settle down and watch this video. Here now the latest updates, the latest interview Nigerian news media dropped concerning Mazi Simon Ekpa's extradition into Nigeria for trial. According to this interview, actually can settle down and watch this interview. If you see this interview, you will get to understand that now something is underground. You get to understand that if watch Mazi Simon Ekpa to Nigeria for trial that they had, even the people saw this interaction know and they are aware of this thing. So that like you can settle down and watch this video from beginning to the end. A lot of things happen in this video, a lot of interviews. You watch here, you analyze everything I discussed here, and then drop one opinion in a comment section. The video can do some quite for the updates. Just watch the video, guys. I'll be right back.
Let's move straight to our next conversation. The extradition of Simon Ekpa is still very much in progress. The federal government has submitted most of the requirements to fast-track the process. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, expressed hope that the government of Finland will do the right thing to expedite the process. PKO, in your opinion, is the federal government doing all it can to make sure that Simon Ekpa faces justice?
No, they are. The federal government is doing its best, but whether it will be extradited to Nigeria is what we do not know. You know, extradition trials are by nature very tricky. They can last for years. At the end of the day, you may not even achieve your aim. And that's why, especially where the accused person has the citizenship of Finland. They may want to try him using the laws of their own country rather than sending him here. Some of the negative stories about our country, they in fact work against his extradition, because I constantly accusing the judiciary of not being up to it, of being corrupt. You are saying that the justice system in our country does not always favor people who are up against the government. It does not always favor activists and all that. So he is accused of propagation of terrorism-related rhetorics and all that. So, which is a crime in their own country, in Finland. So it all depends on how Nigeria pushes aggressively the case for his trial. Otherwise, remember the case of Ibori now. The EFCC had a case against Ibori. Ibori was deemed not to have committed an offense. And the same document, the same facts that the justice system here didn't use to convict him were used to convict him in the UK. They not only jailed him, they jailed his wife, they jailed their friend, they jailed lawyer.
His lawyer too.
So what are we talking about? It's I know that Ekpa's lawyers are going to argue that he will not get justice in Nigeria. And some of the things that Nigerians write about our judicial system may actually work against us.
But this is a matter of terrorism. Nigeria is signatory to Rome Statute.
Yes,
Finland is.
Yes,
why should he not be?
I'm awful. Why I'm awful is this. I agree with him absolutely that because of the way our judiciary is perceived, it may be very, very difficult. Because European governments do not joke with human rights. If they believe that the person being accused will not get justice or fair justice, they will believe that it is not fair to extradite the guy to your country. But what I'm hopeful is that already he has been detained in Finland and been tried there. So that shows that they do not agree with the things he was doing.
Okay.
And there are enough evidence to show that he engaged in act of terrorism.
I know all over the world, governments will not joke with terrorism.
Sure.
That is the only thing that can work for us. So that's why I'm hopeful, because people like Ekpa should be made to account for all the nonsense I did. You cannot stay in another country and wage war against your country and incite people against your country, and you think that
he's making money off the
all this nonsense,
Exactly.
and you think he can get away with it. He must be brought to account. He must pay for all the nonsense he did. So I'm hopeful that he will be. But even if he's not, he will.
Justice will be served.
Yeah, justice will be served. People in Finland, because already he's in prison and he has been denied bail. So justice will be served.
And they've established that they were actually using the group to make money. Some guys who are working with him, mobilizing money, and the guys of
from everybody.
yes, in the guys of freedom fighting, they've been arrested. So it's not the only person who has been arrested. So I think that they have a good hang on the matter, and somehow, justice will be served and sin to have been served. But whether they will extradite him to Nigeria, only a proper extradition trial will determine that.
But another thing, before we go to our Zoom guest, will the arrest and possible extradition of Simon Ekpa bring peace to the Southeast?
No, not necessarily. Because you know that Simon Ekpa himself is a faction. They call people in IPOB.
Yes.
Do not really agree with him.
Yes.
He's just somebody that, because of incarceration of Kanu, he played on that. He played on that vacuum. He occupied it and was using it for himself. Even when he will give order that people should not come out on a particular day, IPOB will say no, they are not part of that.
Yes.
And he kept getting away with it. So that will not solve all the problems, because the issue.
He doesn't even believe in Nnamdi Kanu anymore.
Yes, anymore. Yes.
Because there was a time I did issues with Jide.
Yes.
I was saying that, look, the people still respect Nnamdi Kanu more than him. He launched into tirade, was attacking me. Because I said in the Southeast, the people still see Nnamdi Kanu more as a hero than himself. So he started attacking me. So to him now, Nnamdi Kanu does not amount to anything. He's just doing what he's doing, believing that, okay, he has replaced Nnamdi
Kanu in the struggle.
But
So what will now bring peace to the Southeast? The release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu?
nobody can guarantee that the release will put an end to this agitation. I think that over time, cultists never do well. So all kinds of people have hijacked the struggle. And that's why Nnamdi Kanu will sign that there is no seat at home anymore.
Yes.
He used his own hand, he wrote it. When Senator Efeanyi Uba and Eze Chukwuemeka of Enugu Aguleri went to see him in detention, he said, okay, from now on, in the past, they said, okay, only when it's brought to court.
Okay.
Yes, we still sit at home. Later, they went to her and said, this thing is destroying the economy of the Southeast. I think Senator Abaribe also joined them.
Okay.
And he agreed. In his own hand, he said, no more sit at home at any time. Yet, Simon Ekpa, who did not institute it in the first place, so this thing was instituted by IPOB. Simon Ekpa continued to do sit at home. So it's like, as far as he's concerned, it has nothing to do with IPOB. And that was why IPOB disowned him.
Yeah, he's not powerful.
They said, no, we do not approve of his actions.
Exactly.
So we will see what happens. I know that Kanu's release will definitely reduce.
Yeah, go a long way in doing that.
To put an end to it, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Still talking about it, I think we're having issues with our Zoom guest. But the issue of the matter of extradition, can the extradition process work? Can Nigeria actually satisfy that process? Another question is the fact that Nigeria does not have extradition treaty with Finland.
That is the main problem. That is not. It's not whether it can be extradited or not. The problem basically is that we don't have a treaty.
The treaty.
So they are not under any obligation, legal obligation to extradite him because we don't have a treaty. That is the main problem. Not that, because we have enough evidence.
But we have bilateral relationship with them.
Yeah, but
is that not a
bilateral relationship is different. Having extradition agreement is different.
Countries go into
different.
Such deals to exchange prisoners, to exchange detainees and all that. If, for example, between us, the UK and UAE, for example, they have it, and that was why it was easy to send.
Yeah.
It was easy to send.
Ibori
to that place. So Nigeria, I remember that we actually signed during the Buhari regime. We got into that deal with the UAE, and you've seen that the UAE even helped us to arrest some sponsors
of Boko Haram. Yes, exactly.
So now, it's really of value when countries get into this kind of agreement. You say, okay, we exchange prisoners, we share information about insecurity and all that. We will exchange detainees, as the case may be. It's really of value. If that had been the case, someone will know that he will, by now maybe it will even be in Nigeria.
Well, of course, by now, yeah.
I was thinking maybe there would be some, since there is a matter of terrorism here.
There's a difference between almost all countries have relationship with each other.
Exactly.
It's different from when you have a bilateral agreement, because that bilateral makes it binding on you to do that. Now, because you don't have that bilateral agreement, it is now left for the government of Finland to use their discretion to agree whether they should send the person to you or not.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Christian. Simon Ekpa get people that are lobbying for biafra, and it is a plus. The way Simon Ekpa is going international, and it seems he's making this agitation a serious international issue by employing international lobbyists to make sure that biafra is recognized at the world stage. Let's get a reaction. Now, thank you for that wonderful question, the anchor of this great platform. First and foremost, I want to say Simon Ekpa has come out to say, or has outlined countless times, that he said that the Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gun for the second time. Now when he said that, see, Nigerian government cannot win Biafra with a barrel of gun, it means that nobody needs to die for them to exit Nigeria. Now, Ojoku fought Biafra in a different dimension. Now, Mazen Mikanu did it via his own dimension. So Ekpa is taking it globally. And now, we've seen world body recognize Biafra. We've seen the UN and then some other global body have come out to endorse the Biafra struggle. So kudos to him, it is a plus. Some persons have come out to say that Simon Ekpa should be discredited, the likes of Ohanes Edigbo and that of the Southeastern governors. But my question is that you said Simon Ekpa should not be taken serious. Then who should be taken serious? The government who is not willing to protect our people? Is it the people who have refused to speak up when the Igbo man has been marginalized in the country? Is it the same governors who have become a tools in the hands of their Fulani master? So for you to even have a character like Simon Ekpa and Nnamdi Kanu to have come out to say enough is enough, that we are tired of this contraption called one Nigerians. It shows that these people have this mindset that, see, they can no longer be the slave. So for him to have even gone as far as to hire lobbyists that will speak on behalf of Biafra in the world, in the UN summit, to me it's a plus, and that alone, the voice of Biafrans will be heard globally, and the voice of an Igbo man is also being heard globally. Now let me take it back the line. When Southern Sudan and South Sudan wanted parted ways. Nobody killed each other. Nobody go through the route of violence. It was done amicably. So Simon Ekpa is doing it amicably for him to convince world leaders that this thing is possible. And when the government of the day, the present government of Nigeria, are not seeing it that way. Thank you. You can also to the government, the Nigerian government be worried about it. Why would they be worried? The same people have sent assassins to kill Simon Ekpa. Now only he has escaped. So see, one thing about it is that the government of the day, they are panicking. There's panic. You know what it is now? So a particular tribe, or a major tribe, to exit your country. You know how an Igbo man is. You know the investment of an Igbo man is in the country. Now imagine in Nigeria without an Igbo man. Let's just imagine that. I mean, that means the Hausa man would now dominate virtually every government perspective in Nigeria. So now the reason why the Igbo man is still believe that's Nigeria is because the Igbo man is still in the contraption called Nigeria. And eventually, if the Igbo man leaves, my brother, the Yoruba man will know the true meaning of Nigeria, and then we now know who owns Nigeria. Just like what Angwabula said, he said they are not scared of the Igbos parting, exiting Nigerians. That was what he said. He said they are not scared. Indirectly, that means the other tribe would not have sense of belonging in the country, and we know it. We know it. I know it too. And every normal man now has the spirit of dominance. You cannot dominate him. If Fulani man has the spirit of dominance, for you to dominate him, it will take ages. In terms of population, you cannot dominate them. So one thing is that people have foreseen this whole thing. That was why he championed this biafra struggle. And now, gradually, it is now becoming a reality in this contraction called Nigeria. Now, there are some Igbo men are even tired of the system called Nigeria. Just because they feel their brother is still in president. Now, my brother, I can bet you, come 2027, the Yorubas will be championing the Republic more than the Igbo man. I can bet you that. That I'm very certain of. Yes, we will championing because it is certain when their president, when their brother is being kicked away from the presidency, already there is a plot, and which he himself cannot escape. The president himself knows that there is a plot, and then the big shots in the north are forming alliance. You know it. RFI, a powerful influence in the north, is not in the league. Sorry, is not in good terms with the president. And now nobody can take that factor. What RFI did. Honestly, I made President Tinubu emerge as the president via his own influence. And then we have also the likes of Ambulai, which is the chairman of the Northern Others Forum. He said post-election that the Northern Others Forum supported Tinubu, but come 2027, Tinubu will not get their support. So what does that mean? Now so now if the average left person is will not given the vote, now where will they get the vote? It should come by 2027. The same thing the Yorubas have been after the Igbos for. Now they will be the master mind of it, because I can bet you by 2027 Yoruba will stop. And that's the slogan that will continue the trend, is that we are tired of the country, we want to follow the suit of the Igbo man and exit the country. And then the Igbo man now will not take them, thank them for being unserious, because now that the Igbo man is championing for the exit, we are saying the Igbo man is not serious.
Yes, there are claims that the Igbo man is not still, but I can bet you when the system will also catch up with you, then you will know why the Igbo man has been championing to exit. Thank you for always coming.